Welcome on back to Up North at 4. Joining me now is Tom Anderson, the World Championship Snowmobile Derby Complex in Eagle River. Busy time of year for you guys.
Busy time of the year, Nate. You betcha.
So this past weekend, the vintage snowmobile races took place. I guess that's sort of like the teaser before the big event.
That's a teaser. However, we had 940 some entries for that thing. We've had to start it on Thursday instead of just Friday and Saturday and Sunday because of so many.
Over 900.
900. Last year we ran till 1 o'clock Friday morning.
Oh my goodness.
I should say Saturday morning. To get it run. So we started a day early this year.
So this is, it's getting bigger, it sounds like, right?
It's bigger. 22nd year of it, and it started out with just a half a dozen guys wanting to race their old stuff. And within 5 years, it just mushroomed.
What do you think it is that's drawing so many people to race their vintage sleds like this?
It's an economic thing, Nate. You can buy a vintage snowmobile for $5,000 to $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 and run it for several years.
Right.
Fix it up a little bit here, fix it up there. You get into the late model stuff, you're talking $20,000 to $40,000.
Okay.
And then almost every year.
I was going to ask you though. So Tom, I'm curious. At what point does a sled become a vintage sled that we can start racing?
1983 and older.
And older, gotcha.
Correct.
Okay, so it's a little before my time here, so I don't even know if I've ever seen any sleds from before 1983. But obviously this has been a huge weekend, a huge event.
Huge weekend for the crowd. Our hot seats were full, our corporate seats were full. Our kitchen staff got yelled at, more food, more food, more food, and it was a good time.
Yeah.
It's a party time. People come to watch the races. They also come to party with their friends.
Absolutely, and I know Eagle River, people there love the Snowmobile Derby Complex. Was this the biggest weekend for the vintage racing so far?
It was the biggest, on par with last year. Was about the same.
Wow.
It's just big.
And so I can only imagine, I don't know how long you've been involved, but I can only imagine this has been way past your wildest imagination how big this has gotten.
It was. It started, this is our 60th year of the Derby coming up, and it was started out two resort owners had to have something to do in the winter time, so one of them had a snowmobile and said, let's just have a snowmobile derby. Man, the crowd came up and they had 40, 50 people entered. The next year it got so big the Lions Club had to have it, and it just mushroomed.
Yeah, it has just grown from there. And so obviously this past weekend, obviously that's sort of like a preview, if you will, right, of the big grand event. I'm guessing you see a lot of carryover, though, between people who come up for the vintage sleds. They just stay all week and they're there.
Stay all week. Normally, Nate, they would be snowmobiling.
Yeah.
The trails are a little on the iffy side right now, but normally they come up for the week. They snowmobile all during the middle of the week. They have cottages up here, or they rent condos up here. Vilas County has a great economic impact felt by the snowmobile derbies.
I was going to say, so I mentioned to you off camera, I was up there this weekend. I was actually on the trails. I was just enjoying my time with the wife on the sled, and I happened to drive right by the complex, and it's ridiculous how packed that place gets. I mean, seriously, it was so much traffic, so many cars, so many people, and I think this is just one of those events where, you know, when you tell people, yes, I live in Rhinelander, it's up near Eagle River, they go, oh, snowmobiling, right?
Yes, Eagle River is synonymous with the derby track and a derby race.
I was going to say, how often have you gone out, whether it's vacation or just traveling, that people have said, oh, Eagle River, yeah.
All the time. Oh, you have a race up there, don't you? Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So the vintage snowmobile racing was this past weekend. It was obviously a great event.
Oh, yes.
But that's just sort of, I keep saying it though, it's the teaser for the big event, 60th Derby.
Yes. And you saw them parking all over the place. We had them parking on the highway, which we had to get them off of, but it was all over. It was great. It was a good time. It's a good problem to have. We have 31 acres of parking available. It's free parking, and we'll fill it up again this weekend.
Totally. Well, I want to chat about the upcoming weekend here. It starts on Thursday. We're going to take a break, though. Is that fine with you?
No problem.
Hanging out with me? All right. We're going to take a break and Up North at 4. After that, Derby.
You betcha.
The big one. It's coming up next year on Up North at 4. Stick with us. Welcome on back to Up North at 4. Tom Anderson joining me now from the Derby Snowmobile Complex of Eagle River. And Tom, It's the big one coming up this
The
weekend.
big one. 60 years of the big one.
60 years of the big one.
Yep.
How excited are you? How are you feeling right
Well,
now?
very good, very good. A little tired from this past weekend, Nate,
Yeah.
but we're all refueling up and getting ready for it.
Totally.
We've got a great response from the fans. The hot seats are basically sold out. Our corporate suites are sold out. We have, for the World Championship, we have 29 registered sleds. Haven't had that number for years.
So this is
And
should be a big year then.
For the first time in maybe 20-some years, Nate, we've got all 4 manufacturers on the starting line for the World Championship run. Arctic, Polaris, Skidoo, and Yamaha.
Okay.
And all 4 manufacturers are kicking in contingency money this year. You win on if I'm driving a Polaris and I win, Polaris will give me $7,000.
That's not a bad
If I come
payday.
in second, it's $3,000, or $5,000 for second and $3,000 for third. Depending on what sled you're driving, all 4 of the manufacturers are doing that.
Okay.
And
So
probably
they're well represented.
Well represented, and probably for the first time in another 20 years, we have the Arctic and Polaris factory support trailers on staff, or on the site.
So this is really like...
Yeah, it's coming along nice.
Yeah,
coming along
right.
nice.
And obviously the trail or the track kind of got beat up over the past weekend. You guys are in the process of getting that ready. So we're for sure starting though on Friday. What time can people start heading out and checking
Friday
out?
morning, gates open 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
And we're going to have all-day racing on Friday, time trials coming in, elimination heats. Friday Night Thunder
There we go.
comes back again. That's been a biggie.
Oh, yeah.
And we have the Badger State Game riders coming in from Wausau, promoting if they can make it through the trails. Mother Nature has not been that great to us this
It's
year.
been hit or miss.
Hit or miss.
Yeah.
And we normally put a lot of water on the track in between the races. Now she's doing it for us.
There we go. Yeah.
But so Badger State Games will be doing something coming in Friday night. We've got some of our legislative dignitaries to show up with it. That's a big thing. Those guys come in and raise a lot of promotion for the Winter Games.
It's huge. And I'm just going to ask this now because I know there's people out there wondering. So 9 a.m. gates open Friday morning.
Yep.
Taps open at 9 a.m. too? I know people are wondering.
Yeah, they probably will be. We will probably get them going.
I'm sure they will
We've got
be.
4. We've got 6 bars to serve them.
Oh, okay, there we go. There we go. All right, so racing starts, or gates open at 9 on Friday. Racing starts when, Tom?
Racing will start around 10.
Perfect. And then they go all weekend.
All weekend.
Any particular race that you're really kind of keeping an eye on for yourself here?
Well, we have the Sweet 16, we call it. And we take the top 16 qualifiers and run them off and get them down to 8. And then that 8 runs. And the winner of that Sweet 16, we call it, that winner of that last race with 8 sleds on the line gets the pole position for Sunday's championship race.
Okay.
And that's always a fun time. Some of the best racing is really Friday afternoon and Saturday afternoon.
I'm going to say sort of maybe a lot of people would think the championship, the finale would be the big one.
You build up to that and you see all of the drivers. We have 29 guys trying to get 10 spots on the starting line.
So it's
hectic.
It's
going at it.
cutthroat.
There we go at it. There we go at it.
Okay. And what time is that going to be taking place?
That takes place timing of the World Championship run. That's at 1:30 on Sunday afternoon.
Perfect. And then Sweet 16 is obviously before then.
Friday night we're running that.
Friday night, Sweet 16.
Part of Friday Night Thunder. Now, after we get done with the WC on Sunday afternoon, we got the Myra guys, Michigan International Racing, Enduro guys coming in for 130 laps on the track.
That's a lot of laps. How long does that take normally?
Oh, it's 30-some sleds, and these guys don't crash. 30 sleds on the line for 130 laps, and I think we had 1 or 2 that went down last year.
That's a lot of skill.
That takes about 45 minutes to an hour to run that one.
It's a long time to be on a sled, Tom.
Oh, that is.
When did you say that's going on?
That'll go on right after the World Championship Sunday afternoon.
Perfect. So you guys have so much going on up in Eagle River this weekend. Tickets still available? I'm hoping.
Anytime. We have a lot of tickets. The Hillside, it'll be all available for everybody.
Perfect.
However, the hot seats are sold out at this. Well, I think my daughter said on the way up here, she had, there's about 25 or 30 hot seats left. So if they want them, jump on them. Call the track.
So they're dwindling is what you're saying.
They're dwindling.
All right, so it's going to be a busy weekend, of course. It's the 60th championship event. And Tom, I know I'm excited. I know tons of people out there are very excited, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule.
No problem, Nate. No problem. It's a nice break.
Of course, absolutely.
Nice
right.
break.
Let you decompress a little.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes.
All right, Tom. Well, I appreciate it. We're going to take a break, though, and Up North F4. We'll be right back after this.